Imagine waking up in the morning, strapping on an invisible backpack weighing 5 pounds, and carrying it around all day long. It strains your lower back, drags you down toward the ground, and drains your energy. But you can't take it off because this weight isn't on the outside. It's inside your body. Gastroenterology experts have calculated a frightening statistic. Over 70% of people over the age of 50 are carrying exactly this kind of toxic baggage. Up to 5 pounds of compacted waste that has been clinging to their intestinal walls for years, poisoning their blood with decay byproducts. If you've ever felt like your belly is bloated, like an inflated balloon, even after eating a light salad, or noticed that you've hit a wall of exhaustion by lunchtime, even after a full night's sleep, this video isn't just helpful. It could be the turning point of your life. Many of us are used to writing off morning sluggishness, brain fog, and a protruding belly as just part of aging, a slow metabolism, or hormones. But what if I told you the reason isn't the birth date on your driver's license? Picture the corrugated pipe under your kitchen sink that hasn't been cleaned in decades. Sludge inevitably accumulates in the curves, eventually turning into a hardened crust, narrowing the opening and slowing down the flow. Our intestines work exactly the same way. Microscopic particles of undigested food get stuck in the numerous pockets and folds, forming a dense layer that blocks vitamin absorption and becomes the perfect breeding ground for toxins. Ask yourself an honest question right now. How often do you feel like your body is driving with the parking brake on, despite all your attempts to eat clean? We often think that a healthy diet is a cure-all, but there's a catch that nutritionists rarely mention. If the filter is clogged, even the most expensive superfoods and supplements just fly right through or start fermenting, adding to the problem. It's like trying to plant prize-winning roses in soil soaked with motor oil. No matter how much you water them, they won't bloom. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 5-night gut reset, a method often called the restart button for the digestive system, capable of gently dissolving and flushing out years of buildup in just 5 nights. If you're ready to learn how to regain a lightness you haven't felt in 20 years, stay with me, because the solution turns out to be simpler than any prescription. Let's look at the story of Robert, a 64-year-old engineer who always prided himself on his discipline and clean diet. Oatmeal in the mornings, a turkey sandwich for lunch, no drive-thrus. Yet, for the last 3 years, his life turned into a silent battle with his own body. Every morning started with a feeling of pressure under his ribs, and his irregularity became so bad he had to plan his errands around bathroom access. Doctors shrugged, prescribing more probiotics, but Robert felt the problem was deeper, as if someone had flipped a switch inside him. Does that situation sound familiar? Doing everything right, but your body is sabotaging you? The problem for Robert, and for millions of Americans his age, lies in a fundamental error of perception. We think of the gut as just a pipe for digesting food, forgetting that it's a complex ecosystem with its own neural network. Science calls this the enteric nervous system, or the second brain, because there are over 100 million neurons down there, more than in your spinal cord. When the intestinal walls get coated with that toxic crust, something terrible happens. Serotonin production gets blocked. Did you know that 95% of this happiness hormone is produced in your gut, not your head? Think about it. Your sudden irritability, anxiety, or apathy might not be a personality trait, but a direct chemical signal that your second brain is suffocating under a layer of old waste. This intoxication process triggers a chain reaction that functional medicine doctors call leaky gut syndrome. Toxins seep through the weakened walls directly into the bloodstream, forcing the immune system to work overtime 24/7. Imagine a sewage pipe burst in your house, and instead of shutting off the water and cleaning up the mess, you just spray some air freshener. That's exactly how laxatives work. They roughly push the mass through, irritating already inflamed walls, but they don't remove the old, hardened plaque that keeps poisoning you. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, "Why am I so tired all the time?" hit the like button below this video. That's your sign that you're ready to stop fighting symptoms and eliminate the root cause. This is where the 5-night protocol enters the stage. A method that doesn't try to violently force the gut open, but creates the conditions for the body to start a deep clean on its own. The secret isn't in exotic herbs or expensive detox teas, but in the biochemistry of the night cycle. While you sleep, your body switches from external interaction mode to internal repair mode, and our job is to give it the right tools. We use just 3 simple ingredients that are probably already in your kitchen, but in a strictly specific combination and temperature, they turn into a powerful solvent for organic waste. The first element of this triad, which many people forget or use incorrectly, is water. But not just water, a thermal key for your body. Imagine a dried up sponge. If you pour cold water on it, it stays hard, but add warm moisture, and it instantly softens and becomes pliable. Warm water, strictly around 105–120 degrees or 40–50 degrees, acts like an internal spa massage. It relaxes the spasms in the bile ducts, relaxes the smooth muscles of the intestines, and, critically, doesn't require energy to heat up inside the stomach. Have you ever noticed how a warm cup of herbal tea spreads relaxation through your body? That is exactly the effect we are going to use. But water alone is just transport. To dissolve fat-soluble toxins, we need an active agent, and that's where the lemon comes in. Forget everything you've heard about acidity. Once inside the body, citric acid paradoxically triggers alkalizing processes, creating an environment that pathogenic bacteria and yeast cannot survive in. Lemon acts as a natural detergent for the liver, stimulating the release of thin, free-flowing bile, which washes away stagnation like a powerful hose. Remember that squeaky clean feeling when you wash a greasy plate with good dish soap? Lemon does the same thing to your intestinal villi, freeing them from sticky mucus. However, the biggest secret lies in the third component, which serves as the lubricant for the entire process. Here, you have a choice between 2 powerful agents: extra virgin olive oil or chia seeds. Olive oil is the liquid gold of the Mediterranean, containing oleic acid which gently coats the intestinal walls, healing micro cracks and inflammation inevitable with chronic constipation. Imagine oiling the rusty hinges of an old door. The squeak disappears and the movement becomes smooth and silent. That's exactly how oil helps the hardest, oldest deposits gently separate from the walls without trauma, which is critical for anyone over 60 with thinned mucous membranes. The alternative for those who can't stomach a spoonful of oil is chia seeds, which the ancient Aztecs called runner's food. When they hit warm water, These tiny seeds turn into a gel, expanding 12 times in volume and creating a soft but springy substance. This gel mass works like the world's most delicate scrub brush. It moves through the curves of the intestine, grabbing and holding onto toxins like a magnet collecting metal shavings. If you often feel discomfort from rough fiber like bran, chia will be a revelation. It's the only brush that soothes an irritated gut rather than scratching it. Who here has tried chia and been surprised by that unique texture? Type "tried it" in the comments. I'm curious how many of us experimenters are out there. Now that we've broken down the mechanics of each hero, it's important to understand why this cocktail must be drunk specifically at night. This is the main mistake most beginners make. Many try to drink detox beverages in the morning, but human physiology is wired so that the peak activity of the liver and gut cleansing systems happens between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. By loading this mixture before sleep, we send the cleaning crew in exactly when the building is empty. If you drink this during the day, the energy goes to digesting lunch, but at night, the mixture works precisely on dissolving fecal stones and eliminating toxins. Moving from theory to practice requires surgical precision because in biochemistry there are no small details. Step 1. The vessel. Choose the right glass. I strongly recommend putting away any plastic cups, even if they say BPA-free. The organic acids in lemon are active solvents that can leach chemicals from microporous plastic, turning a healing elixir into a toxic cocktail. The ideal choice is plain glass or high-quality ceramic, materials that have kept contents pure for centuries. Step 2. Temperature calibration. This is a critical success factor. The water needs to be heated exactly to the point where it feels pleasantly warm on the inside of your wrist, like a baby's bottle. If the water is boiling hot, over 140 degrees, it will destroy the live enzymes in the lemon and the vitamin C. If it's cold, the body will experience thermal shock, constricting the stomach blood vessels and stopping absorption. Squeeze the juice strictly from a fresh fruit right before drinking. Oxidation kills the benefits within 15 minutes. Step 3. The ritual. It takes less than 2 minutes. In 8 or 9 Oz, 250 ml of warm water, add the juice of half a medium lemon and your chosen sliding agent, either 1 teaspoon of chia seeds or 1 tablespoon of olive oil. If you choose chia, let them sit for exactly 5 to 7 minutes. You will see a clear gel capsule form around each seed. Drink the mixture not in one gulp like a shot of medicine, but in slow, measured sips, allowing the liquid to mix with saliva. This triggers the primary stage of digestion before it even hits the stomach. Now, let's look at the most important rule, breaking which voids 80% of the results, the empty stomach rule. After taking this drink, it is strictly forbidden to eat any food. Not a single grape, not a sip of kefir or milk. Any food triggers an insulin spike, which instantly blocks the production of somatotropin, growth hormone, and cellular regeneration processes. Imagine you hired a cleaning crew for the night, but instead of leaving, you keep walking over the wet floors in muddy boots. Give your body these 8 hours of silence. If you're ready to promise yourself to follow this simple rule, hit the subscribe button right now. Let that be your first step toward discipline. So, what should you expect? Let's look at a real scenario using the story of Susan, a 58-year-old school teacher. Her mornings used to start with a feeling of fullness that wouldn't go away for days. When she started the protocol, the first night passed without much sensation. But by the middle of the second night, she woke up to a strange but painless gurgling. Peristalsis had come alive. It's important to understand, these aren't painful cramps like you get from laxatives, but a natural muscular wave that many have forgotten how to feel. On the third night, the most interesting part happens, the release of the archives. Susan was shocked to see a bowel movement of an unusual dark color with a specific dense structure resembling rubber or clay. This is no cause for panic, it's a cause for triumph. That is exactly what old bile mixed with dead epithelium and mucus looks like. The stuff that has been lining the colon walls for years. The sensation of lightness that comes after such a release is often described as feeling 5 years younger in one morning. By the fourth and fifth nights, the body reaches the deep pockets of the colon. At this stage, many note a change in the texture of the waste. It becomes stringy, as if the body is exfoliating old skin from the inside. The intestinal villi, finally freed from plaque, straighten out and begin absorbing water and micronutrients with double the power. Imagine wiping a thick layer of dust off a window. Suddenly the room is filled with light. That is how your body starts getting energy from ordinary food. By the morning of the 6th day, you reach a state of zero gravity effect. The background noise disappears, the heaviness, the bloating, the discomfort. However, there is a trap here. The feeling of victory often leads to relaxation. A cleansed gut is vulnerable. A sudden load of heavy food will cause a rebound effect. How do we lock in this success? The foundation of long-term health rests on the principle of constant hydration. The colon works as a water reabsorption organ. If you don't drink enough, the body goes into survival mode and dries out the contents of the gut, turning waste into stones. A morning ritual of warm lemon water, without the oil now, should become as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth. It acts as a gentle alarm clock, washing away overnight mucus, unlike coffee, which acts like a whip. The second pillar is smart fiber. The walls need protection. Roughage, lentils, oats, flaxseed, greens, acts as a prebiotic. If you don't plant flowers, good bacteria in your garden, weeds will return instantly. Take the example of two friends, Sarah and Jessica. Sarah returned to her ham sandwiches after the protocol and was complaining about heaviness again a month later. Jessica implemented the green plate rule, adding a handful of greens to every meal, and forgot she ever had gut issues. No less important is the movement factor. The gut is a muscle tube. A sedentary lifestyle literally puts peristalsis to sleep. A simple 20-minute brisk walk after dinner works miracles. The rhythmic movement of your legs and breath creates a natural visceral massage. And of course, the hidden enemy, sugar, which causes fermentation. Cutting out food-like products is basically safety protocol for your biological reactor. A clean gut directly affects your psyche. Participants note they handle stress more calmly. When the vagus nerve isn't irritated by inflammation in the belly, it sends signals of safety to the brain. You are literally cleaning the lens through which you view the world. Naturally, doubts arise. Is this safe with medical conditions? If you have acute conditions, like an active ulcer or gallstones requiring surgery, stop. Lemon and oil are powerful bile stimulants. Consulting your doctor is a strategic safety step. Is it normal for the stool to look weird? Yes. Greenish or black shades indicate the release of stagnant bile. It's an indicator of success. What if I miss a night? Don't double the dose. That stresses the liver. Just extend the course by 1 day. Will I be running to the bathroom all night? Usually, the urge comes in the morning. If you wake up at night to pee, it's a sign your kidneys are actively filtering dissolved toxins. Small price to pay for morning lightness. How often should I repeat this? For people 50 plus, once every 3-4 months is optimal. Too often washes out flora. Too rarely allows sludge to build up. Listen to your body. We live in a world where we've been trained to think health is complicated and expensive, but the body is a self-regulating system. By freeing yourself from that toxic load, you liberate energy that was previously wasted on neutralizing poisons. Where you direct that new energy, playing with grandkids or a new hobby, is up to you. But cleansing is only the first step. Now the clean field needs to be planted. In the next video, I will break down 3 products from your regular grocery store that serve as the best fuel for beneficial bacteria. If you've read this far and are ready to take responsibility for your health, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. Are you ready for this 5-day challenge? Remember, the hardest part is the first step, but it's the only thing separating I want to be healthy from I am healthy.